And welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command, Orion Pirates Plus Mod. I am Rear Admiral Tarek of the battleship GCS Thunderchild as we continue our campaign against the Romulan Star Empire, and we are once again in a battleship, a big, nasty, powerful BBF for all that wonderful, goodly power. And we are cutting a swath at this point. There's really no other way to put it. We are just knifing our way. Okay, we're being a little bit dramatic in saying that, but we are, well, certainly doing much more better than we had been before. Unfortunately, we're now about to go on a mission that could very well see ourselves destroyed. This, of course, will be an anomaly patrol. Being in a big BBF, we have quite a bit of firepower to work with now. No less than 2 R-type plasma torpedoes, 3 S-type plasma torpedoes, and 2 F-type plasma torpedoes, just for giggles. And then, inside the fighter bays, we happen to be carrying 2 PFs, which have 4 plasma torpedoes apiece. That is a lot of bang, and yeah, we bring it all to the table. So let's just get our speed up to snuff. Can I get one more? I cannot get one more. So a speed of 15, which is not a bad cruising speed for a battleship, especially such a heavily armed battleship. We'll set the forward shields to reinforce, even though we're probably not going to have an actual use for them, because we're going to lose all power at some point in this battle. It's going to suck. But if it stays just a frigate, well, things will be a lot easier. In fact, if it stays just a frigate, we'll be able to bash our way through the front. Come on, please tell me it's just a frigate. I'm seeing nothing on the map. It looks like it could just be a frigate. This is currently glitched out a little bit, so it's not showing us the actual progress of the loading weapons, but we shall have it fully powered very shortly. He's fired his light light phaser weaponry. Fire the first of our plasma torpedoes at him. And I think we're going to... yes, he has launched a wild weasel. A mistake, my little friend. For you see, I have a lot more plasma. The anomaly just took hold, but we did fire just in time. Hopefully, reverse course. It did! Yes! All phasers engaged. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. We were able to kill it before the anomaly could really do, well, all the horrific things that anomaly can do. We got lucky fighting a frigate. The game was like, you're talking up this dreadnought too much. Shut up. So, 500 prestige, minus 22 for reasons, and a neutral tile, and 3 bloody planets. It always kind of amazes me whenever we look at that, just how many planets we're dealing with in such a small area. The amount of influence they have to exude has to be massive. Although, we're going to have to go back to that territory to actually claim it, because it so happens to have a shipyard where we can rename our ship to a name much more befitting of our great firepower. So it looks like we are currently doing battle with a single heavy cruiser, which I approve of. More heavy cruisers. And it is Romulan, you can tell by the paint job. This game does change paint jobs depending on whether or not it is a Romulan or a Klingon version of one of these vessels. It is a D5. Oh no, it is a D7. And also a BHF, which is a freighter, which is not even worth looking at. So, we'll be focusing mainly on him. Unless a third ship shows up, which it very well could. Yeah, just the 2 so far. Basically, that's going to be our primary opener, though. We fire an R-type plasma torpedo, and the moment they drop their wild weasel, we then wait for it to go away and fire every other plasma torpedo that we can possibly get our hands on. And it's a lot of plasma, as you've seen. Let's see, it's 100 damage in the R's, 90 damage in the S's, and another, so 230 damage purely on the plasma torpedoes alone. And then potentially, I think another 160 damage out of the phasers. And then 7 can do a maximum, I think 5? I think that those ratios are right. So we're capable of dealing an absolutely absurd amount of damage if we can get close to somebody. Enough damage to cause a single overrun against a heavy cruiser? Possibly. I would even go so far as to say likely. But that would be a little bit showing some hubris there. But I'm feeling a bit of hubris because we're doing quite well. Pardon me. Let us deploy the twin wild weasels. Not twin wild weasels. Let's deploy our pseudo-fighters and all their excellent firepower. Each one is carrying an additional 4 plasma torpedoes for 8 more plasma Fs. That's 160 more damage just from them. And he has fired all of his plasma. I don't think it's at us. Oh, it is at us. Drop wild weasel. Let it come in. Defenses. Shut that off. Fire a R-type plasma torpedo. He has also wild weaseled. Oh crap, we need to bring our guys back. Return. Return immediately. All weapons prepare to fire. Stand by. All weapons engage. Unfortunately, we weren't able to bring our considerable phaser armament to bear because our phasers wasted themselves on other things. And it is also now very clear that D-type plasma torpedoes do indeed engage pseudo-fighters, which is, yeah. That's a battleship for you right there. Had we had our phasers able to engage from the get-go, probably would have been a one pass and absolute murder. But we had to space things out just a little bit. So we'll come around, also reduce our speed down to where we can actually charge and fight. Curl a little bit tighter and lash out with all the phasers. Turns out most of the phasers are currently not online. Still no phasers. Waiting on that just a little while longer. And a little while longer. The Flamma Accipiter. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Let us reverse course just briefly. We're just trying to bring as many phasers to bear as we can. We're just killing time until the plasma torpedoes recharge. Honestly, he doesn't really have the capability of punching through my shields. It's just not happening. So, if he gets close enough, we'll be able to hit him with a whole bunch of phaser 3s. Which, yeah, they punch right through his shields. And in another turn, we will have a whole bunch of plasma torpedoes ready to shoot. And even if he can stay on our stern this whole time, we have an S-type plasma torpedo that only shoots backwards. Because we had space for it on this ship. Where do you want this weapon? Just chuck it in back. Yeah, it's quite nice to have. So, buddy, you're just wasting my time. You are seriously just wasting my time. Wait for the plasma torpedoes to come online. He's on the port side. Okay, fire that one. Right into his face. Haha! He immediately responded with a wild whistle, as we expected. You don't get fired at by a 30 damage plasma torpedo and not react. Wouldn't end well. Wait for that to go away. It's away. Fire all weapons. I'm not going to let you do it. The most annoying tactic in the universe has now been eliminated by virtue of the fact that we were able to splash so much hot burning plasma over him that he simply could not stand. So basically, bashing our way through everything. 230 prestige, not bad. Didn't take that tile, but we are going to try and take this tile if it would let us. Unfortunately, it does not. The option was not there, and now a shipyard assault. I'm just going to hop back and forth between these two until either we capture one or we have to go home. Preparing for combat. Pop it down over here. The Wild Weasel is being built now. We are escorted today by USS Richmond, who appears to be an X-type something or other. What type are you? You... Oh no, that's us, BBF. You are a Dreadnought-guided X-type, which means he has, I guess, an additional missile launcher. He's got 6 photon torpedoes, which actually isn't super significant for a Federation Dreadnought. But those Phaser X's are certainly one heck of a show. We are also supported by USS Richards, so the Richmond and the Richards. Both of them are Dreadnought guideds. So, yeah, we apparently needed guided weapon support. We are squaring off against a light cruiser, a heavy cruiser, and a light cruiser. I'm going to assume you are basically maybe a single R-type plasma torpedo, maybe even 2, if you're lucky. Romulan designs, older designs, tend not to be, how should I put this, well balanced. See, early era Romulan designs tend to be very, very heavy in one particular area, so a light cruiser will have an R-type plasma torpedo. So they figure, get as big thing as possible as you can possibly put on the ship, and then that's it. So the biggest thing that you can fit, it's a plasma R-type torpedo. You know you could fit like 2 G-type plasma torpedoes. No, no, no. Give me the single R. It's huge, it's powerful. But 3 G-type plasma torpedoes, we figured out space. We can get a third one in there. No, no, no. All I want is a single R-type plasma torpedo because it will do 50 damage a pop. And they have a serious problem because the moment they fire that plasma torpedo, they don't have anything for the next 3 turns, and you basically just gut them. Mid-tier Romulan designs, once they start doing Klingon stuff, switch that up. They go to smaller plasma torpedoes, so a couple of S's, but F's and G's. Generally about 4 torpedoes. And then late tier ones, they start mixing and matching, and they go, hey, I've got this massive torpedo, and then like 3 or 4 additional ones. He did not respond to that in the way that I was expecting. Fire another plasma torpedo his way. He did Wild Weasel that one. Look at you. Fire a Plasma F. And you took it. Fire a Plasma S. And you took it. And I have no phasers to shoot at you right now. Have you decloaked? No, you have not. So we'll continue to target him just until the decloaking happens. I'm thinking that heavy cruiser is probably going to get into range kind of soon. And that's got to be a wild whistle. Yes, it was. And I still have a stern plasma torpedo ready to rock just as soon as you come out of cloak. All up and select. Point blank range firing. And he's gonna get the big tail whip right there. He's annihilated. Where's that heavy cruiser at? There he is. He's a mauler. Very old school. Target you. I have no weapons to shoot at you. And we're gonna bounce that off the shields because we can. The guided weapons on the dreadnoughts proving to be quite effective, except for those photon torpedoes, which all missed. And let's target a mauler. I have time. Bounce it off the forward shields. Is he decloaking? No, the mauler cloaked. You guys are going to make my life difficult, aren't you? Okay, target the mauler. We're going to kill him first. We'll come back for you. Oh, who's coming out of cloak? Is it the mauler? Looks like it's the mauler. So, is he going to get another shot off? Prepare the R-type plasma torpedo. We shall fire it just as soon as it can be prepared. There. Come on. Slow down more. There we go. All weapons select. A whole bunch of phaser fire on into there. Keep following up. There we go. Another R-type plasma torpedo. And we'll have an F-type ready very momentarily. He's just dropping in power. Apparently we lost a shield. There we go. Target destroyed. And the Gallia X-Rea. That's an impressive name for a ship that size. It's currently losing a lot of power. I would fire a plasma torpedo, but it would be a waste. Yeah, as you can see, if we had fired an S-type plasma torpedo, it wouldn't even have gotten there in time. Let's target the enemy star docks. It's time to do this in most fun fashion. Escorted by 2 other heavy dreadnoughts. Oh, so wonderful. Well, not technically heavy dreadnoughts. DNGs are not heavy dreadnoughts. They're medium dreadnoughts, kind of. There's a specific classification for heavy dreadnoughts in the Federation fleet, so technically the Richmond and the Richards are not heavy dreadnoughts. Technically. Still, they look pretty darn beefy, don't they? I mean, they've got the squarish nacelles and everything going on. Not the old school, like, nuclear flash white color and the cigar-shaped hulls and all that. I'm going to assume that this Stardock contains some kind of Wild Weasel launching system. Just assuming that. Could be wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. So he's fired his plasma torpedo. We're going to slow down a bit, give a little bit more for defensive power. Let's also come in here and say, shut off with the gosh darn point defense systems. Okay, the first of our plasma torpedoes is selected. Fire plasma torpedo. Slow down to normal speed, and of course he Wild Weaseled. We fully expected that. That's why we fired only one. We'll slow down a bit. We're just going to steadily coast on into him. Wait for the attack shift to go away. It's gone. All weapons fire. And he's dead. On to the next one. There was a time when we had to skip and dodge around all of these things. This is not that time anymore. Now we can just bully our way through these things. It's a very comfortable place to be in this game. Where you can just basically say, no, I'm taking this position now. You don't have a choice in the matter. So he's fired a plasma torpedo. Frankly, I don't even think it'll get past our reinforcement. Bouncing it right there. Although these can cloak, so that is something to keep in mind. Oop, we didn't want to fire all of that. He fired his Wild Weasel. Wait for the attack shift to go away. All of our plasma torpedoes ready. Kill. Target destroyed. Going on to the last one. The Federation are currently skirmishing with it. Sort of shelling it from long range. Doing all their missile launches and long-range photon torpedoes. They're hitting it. They're being quite accurate with proximity photon torpedoes. The problem is, well, one, you can't possibly get missiles through, well, unless you're the Mirror, you can't get missiles through the defensive tractor capability of a Stardock. And two, proximity photon torpedoes will do diddly against the reinforcement that a Stardock can put out. Let's get all set up, lined up, and, well, we're just going to sit here and fry them. So come over here, slow down, get ready to crash. Single R-type plasma torpedo. Fire the single R-type plasma torpedo. Oh no, we still have no lock. Yeah, we're going to sit here. And we're going to wait. Fire the phasers. All the phasers. Stand by with the plasma torpedo. He's coming out of cloak. There we go. Now he is dead. The shipyard is no more. Position successfully captured by the heavy forces of the Gorn Federation Alliance. 450 prestige and a neutral tile. Nice. So we have a great opportunity to grab both of these tiles in this next turn. That'll be a nice big chunk that we've been trying to take out of him for a while. Get the red alert, increase the speed, and of course, a wild weasel, because we are in the eastern half of the galaxy, and if you don't prep a wild weasel, well, you're asking for trouble. We'll also make sure that we've got our reinforcement going properly. No sense in forgetting that and taking light skirmishing fire that we don't have to actually take. And we will select our forward R-type plasma torpedo because, well, it's a really great plasma torpedo for baiting out that wild weasel. The enemy doesn't want to take the shot. And to be fair, it's 50 damage coming at you in one big chunk. So it's not something that you can just say, oh, I'll just let it hit me, and I'll get, when he finally decides to fire just a massive chain gun assault of them. Prep another one, because reasons. And also at this time, we can go a single point of ECM. Selecting the plasma torpedo, he's coming in, all full of vim and vinegar. And he's got an F-type plasma torpedo of his own. He must consider himself to be quite well armed. It's probably one of the more successful little Orions. Didn't quite realize what he was getting into. That's right, we used basically the phasers only to delete him. I was actually kind of hoping to just take out his whatchamacallit, his thingamabob. His shuttle bay, that's what I was aiming for. But it looks like he couldn't handle that much firepower. To be fair, that was a lot of firepower. So we've taken that tile. Let's take the... Ooh, this is Romulus! I did not realize such a thing. Yes, this I understand. This is kind of the jerk way of doing this. We could do the homeworld assault on Romulus. We should have done the homeworld assault on Romulus. But, well, we're running out of time in this episode. And I really want to get to the renaming of this gosh darn ship, because this is not the Thunderchild. As cool as I like the Thunderchild as a name. We're facing a whole bunch of frigates instead, for reasons. Don't think about it. The final defense of this system will be over frigates versus a battleship. A battleship that caught them with their pants down. Yeah. Anticlimactic is all hell, but we have 3 planets that we have to eat our way through, so stop complaining. So let's see how many plasma torpedoes it takes to kill every single one of these. Because we have enough plasma torpedoes, we can probably kill half this fleet without ever having to actually fire phasers. Slow down to a more realistic state of time. First R-type plasma torpedo. It's going to go out and hopefully annihilate things. It's quite a powerful torpedo. There's 50 points of damage in that thing. And it goes out to quite a ways. Double yo money. Wow, that's pretty impressive. You took 2 R-type plasma torpedoes, friend. Fire the rear S-type plasma... Nope. Still not doing it. That did it. 2 plasma torpedoes. Off onto you. Okay, so we have experimented and discovered it doesn't work quite as well as I had been hoping. So we've dealt a whole bunch of damage to all the people. We're also got to slow right down so that we can actually... so that we can recharge our plasma torpedo. Wrong way to slow down time. Maximize time. We're just going to get in here and fire everything we've got. Constantly trying to annihilate the enemy. Keep firing. As soon as you can. There we go. And on to you. Hi, friend. Have you heard the word about 16 phasers? Well, not immediately 16 phasers. I mean, we only have a few to shoot at you at one time. And we'll come around to target you. And... ooh, our plasma torpedoes are ready. You and you. Fire! So it's enough shock damage to get through. Last target. All weapon select. If we had tightened that up by using the alpha strike capability, we probably could have killed them with phasers alone. But we let it sort of ripple out. A whole bunch of little attacks. 300 prestige. Excellent. And a tile taken. Pop back here. Go to the supply yard. I'm sure some of you have been wondering, and some of you had made guesses, and your guesses were wrong. That's right, it is the GCS Chomper from the Land Before Time DOS, which is, quite frankly, possibly the best outside of the first one, purely because, well, that was the first one that I ever saw. And I remember that all of my siblings would watch that one incessantly. I've probably seen that movie more times than any other movie ever, simply because I have younger siblings. And they would watch it over and over and over and over and over. So we are the GCS Chomper, a sharp tooth, and very well fitting for the fact that we are a Godzilla-class battleship. I think it's much more fitting. Spike would have been a great choice for an early dreadnought, something designed to sort of take more damage than it dealt out. But because we are in a BBF, one of the most powerful and aggressive vessels in the Gorn fleet, we just needed something that was a little bit more chompy. So GCS Chomper is our name now, and we will continue to use it to try and take out these two other worlds. Unfortunately, we had to take out Romulus using somewhat underhanded means because we didn't have time to do a 15-minute battle, but one of these planets will most certainly give us a run for our money. But that will have to wait till a different episode. Anyway, I've been Tarek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to receive a notification every time I release one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next episode.